Over the last few days, the impeachment case against Donald Trump has seen a number of big developments. A second whistleblower stepped forward, damning text messages from American diplomats were released, and Rudy Giuliani was caught going through Joe Biden's trash. Yeah, he wasn't looking for dirt, he was just hungry. Now, if you were facing the biggest crisis of your presidency, what would you do? Probably lay low and focus on putting out this fire. But you see, you're not Donald Trump, because if you were Donald Trump, you would start a whole new fire.
We're following breaking news from Syria. In a major U.S. policy shift this morning, American troops are pulling back to make way for Turkey's planned invasion of part of northern Syria. Video out this morning shows American forces leaving an area along Turkey's border. The abrupt change follows a phone call last night between President Trump and Turkey's president.
Top Pentagon officials telling Fox News they were blindsided by the move.
Okay, this is just insane. At 11 p.m. last night, President Trump announced at 11 p.m. that the U.S. would be pulling its troops out of a key part of Syria. Even crazier is that he didn't tell the Pentagon. Yeah, they were blindsided. That's like not telling NASA you're going to blow up the moon. That's their thing. They'll just be phoning you like, sir, we have a situation. It appears the moon has exploded. Be like, oh, yeah, that was me. Consider the werewolf problem solved. Sir, there's no werewolf problem. Exactly. Now, Trump's decision to leave this area of Syria may not seem like that big of a deal, but it really is. Because you see, American troops in Syria have been protecting Kurdish forces from Turkey. And you might be like, well, why do we care so much about what happens to Kurdish forces? Well, because the Kurds have been essential in America's fight against ISIS.
This is a major shift with the potential for major national security implications, which some Pentagon officials have tried to talk President Trump out of. These Syrian Kurdish forces have been America's strongest ally in taking back territory that ISIS had captured. These forces also are holding many of the 10,000 ISIS fighters that have been captured. Turkey sees these Syrian Kurds as a terrorist insurgency and has long urged the U.S. to stop its support of the group. So this morning, President Trump is now giving the green light to Turkey for a military operation that would clear these Kurds out of northern Syria.
The United States now says the Kurds are on their own. The Kurds say today they've been stabbed in the back.
Okay, I know there's a lot going on there, but the main takeaway is that Trump's decision has now put America's Kurdish allies in danger. And after a move like this, you can't blame America's allies for thinking America's word ain't shit, right? It's sort of like how Apple Care claims it'll protect you, but then when you take your phone in, they're like, oh, sorry, this doesn't cover broken screens. And you're like, what do you mean it doesn't cover screens? The whole thing is a screen. That's the only thing. The phone is a screen. So, Trump's surprise military move has now put the Kurds at risk. And without the Kurds, ISIS could make a comeback. And not in like a cool, small part in a Tarantino movie kind of way. Not that kind of comeback. Which is why it's no surprise that Trump's own allies have started abandoning him.
Trump's former UN ambassador, Nikki Haley, tweeting, we must always have the backs of our allies if we expect them to have our back.
We're completely abandoning them to die. I mean, they could absolutely be slaughtered, and this is unconscionable. This is so unacceptable.
A disastrous series of events. I hope the president will rethink this.
Critics of the decision include top Republican senators Mitch McConnell and Lindsey Graham. McConnell saying today an early U.S. withdrawal would only benefit Russia, Iran, and Syria.
That's right. Even Mitch McConnell, Senate Majority Leader and Jack-o'-lantern in December, has come out condemning Trump. Although, like, I'll be honest, Mitch McConnell is so unemotional. I don't know if his words, like, have ever made anyone change their mind, you know? He'd be worse than talking down like a jumper. You know, just be like, well, don't do it. Think about all the beauty in the world.